Adam, do you have any defensive or offensive rookie of the year bets loaded up?
Yeah, I do have. Well, I had been, and it still may not be the worst. I had been sprinkling on RJ Harvey prior to Dobbins, which is painful. But otherwise, I do think there's some good values in both discussions. I'm taking a look. I still love Mike Green. He was very high on my list for me as a prospect. I know he had some big character issues coming out, and that hurt him quite a bit. But both him and James Pierce Jr. are guys that I think will get sacks at the NFL level, and ultimately, there's two things that I guarantee you just win awards, and it's passing touchdowns and sacks. If you get a bunch of sacks, you are the default to win the award. You get a bunch of passing touchdowns, you are the default to win the award. You break 15 sacks, you're getting the award. I think these are guys with the talent to do it in defenses where they're not necessarily being completely like, okay, we just block this guy and we win. Like they're in situations where they're not necessarily like the only player. So I think these are guys that are in situations where they can compete for their values at both over plus 1,000. I think Mike Green at plus 1,200 and James Pierce at plus 1,600.
Oh yeah, I absolutely love that. So I was going to say this, but the defensive rookie award is, first of all, I think it's much more open than the offensive rookie award is, and I will probably get into that in a second, because right now Abdul Carter is by far the favorite to win defensive rookie at plus 250. I'm here to tell you guys, there's zero chance Abdul Carter wins defensive rookie of the year, because they're going to ask him to play linebacker. Penn State literally moved him from linebacker to defensive end because he wasn't cutting it at Penn State. I don't know what makes them think they're going to cut it in the NFL. And you have Brian Burns on the other side. So it's not like it's a linebacker, but really he's a pass rusher every play. Like, no, that's not really going to be the case. Like, he's going to actually be asked to play linebacker. I think that's a mistake. So the defensive rookie of the year, Adam, to your point, I'm looking at values. I'll name James Pierce's teammate, Jalen Walker, at plus 1,000. I like that one quite a bit. Talk about a guy who get 15 sacks. I'm right there on him. And then the other guy, plus 2,800, Will Johnson. Interceptions, passing touchdowns. He's going to be the starter right off the bat for the Arizona Cardinals on a division that throws the ball a hell of a lot. He's going to be put to the test. I think he's really good. And that was one of the big steals of the draft, is when the Cardinals got him in the second round. $2,800. I like that a lot between those two. Chris, what do you got for defensive rookie?
You guys stole both the ones I really like a lot. So, but the one I maybe throw out there, I thought that odds in front of me right now, but I think Xavier Watts is another guy that jumps out for me. Talk about interceptions, talk about the pass rushers you're going to have in Atlanta, have Bates next to you. It's an opportunity for this guy who is a classic ball hawk who had 14 interceptions over two seasons while he was in college in Notre Dame. I think Xavier Watts might be a guy to kind of keep in mind that you look for if he has good odds. I think it was like plus 3,600 or something like that.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull it up right now.
But what I do have it from me, Dan, and my look pulling it up. My rookie of the year for offense. I think there's obviously the favorites like Jetty and people like that, or Cam Ward. But if you're going to take a shot, two guys I think if you take a shot on them, Caleb Johnson plus 3,000 for Pittsburgh. I know Aaron Rodgers might change that narrative a little bit, but I think you're about opportunity to score a lot of touchdowns, and an offensive line that I think is being improved from last year. I like how they kind of fit for Caleb Johnson, and then Kyle Williams for New England. Look, this guy is a guy who kind of lighting it up for fantasy purposes. We love this guy opportunity moving forward as what he could do for the New England team. Why not for rookie of the year? If he comes out and lights it up, he's got the opportunity to do it. I love Drake May this year, so I think it's a guy at plus 7,000. I'm going to throw a shekel or two at.
Yeah, I like that. I just put down Ashton Jetty. I'm not willing to bet anybody else because I don't think it's going to be anybody else. I think the only way Ashton Jetty does.
But I think that happened last year, Dan. That's why I said I think it's important to kind of remember that it's not always the favorite.
No, it's not always the favorite. Sure, I got him.
Clear favorite.
I was going to say I was also on the Caleb Johnson one when I was looking at offense, just in the sense that because Aaron Rodgers is there, that is a team that we're going to talk about all damn season long. Like that's just the reality. Like they're going to be in the spotlight, and if they have comparable stats and everything goes well, then he absolutely has the shot. Like they're going to have more eyes than the Raiders. I think. So if the stats are comparable, he could do it.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I just think Ashton Jetty's by far the best offensive player, and he's going to get the
agreed.
volume right off the bat. And while I don't trust Chip Kelly, I do trust him to use the running back. So I'm just not willing to go anywhere else. Not that what you're saying isn't some nice dart throws.